Alan Thicke is the reason I got my big break here in the United States. In the early 1970s, I was working as a staff announcer with the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation in Toronto, Canada. And one of my jobs was hosting a daytime talk variety show called Afternoon. And Alan and his then singing partner, Brian Russell, appeared as guest performers on that show on a number of occasions. Well, they found all three. Brian Russell wound up marrying Cheryl Ladd. Alan married Gloria Loring. And I didn't hear from them for a couple of years. But then in early 1973, I got a phone call one Wednesday afternoon from Alan Thicke. And he said, my new writing partner and I have just created a game show for NBC called Wizard of Odds. We've exhausted all of the available hosts. We can't settle on anybody. Would you consider auditioning as host of that program? I said, sure. So the next day he flew to Toronto. That night we went to his parents' home. He explained the game to me. The following day I went back to his parents' house. We rehearsed with his parents and neighbors. And then the day after that, Saturday, I flew to New York City, went to the New York Hilton Hotel, worked with Marty Pasetta, the late director, and practiced the game. We did a run-through in front of an audience. I flew immediately back to Toronto, and at 11:30 that night, Alan called me and said, you've got the job. We want you to come to California to do the pilot. Now, in the interim, I blew out my back. A disc went bad. So I came to California, bent over, stumbling off the plane. Alan took me to his home. I spent the next 2 weeks there sleeping on the floor in his guest room. We did the pilot. We were then picked up. I got to know him very well. We wound up playing hockey together, socializing at a number of different events, and we have been friends for all this time. And it was so sad to hear that he passed away playing hockey with his son. It scared the daylights out of me when I heard, because I told the staff here at Jeopardy recently, I said, you know, I think I'm going to put the skates on again and go out and play. Well, I'm older than Alan, so maybe I will revisit that particular decision.
Just maybe. That's an incredible story. I mean, he not only gave you your start in America, but to have that long of a friendship. Tell me about the Alan Thicke that you knew as a friend for so many years.
Alan was always up. There was never any sourpuss or anything like that. He was always stressing the positive things. And that's a good person to be associated with, particularly when that person happens to be as talented in so many different ways as Alan Thicke was. Now the negative, and there is a negative that you folks should know about Alan Thicke. We played in a number of celebrity hockey games trying to raise money for charity. Alan was not very good at passing the puck. He would hog the puck. In the National Hockey League, players nowadays, I don't know if you're a big NHL fan.
I'm a Blues fan from St. Louis.
The players will be on the ice for 45 seconds, and they come off. Alan would stay on for 3 and 4 minutes. We'd be at the bench saying, Alan, come off, come off. And he wouldn't.
Nope.
We're going to miss you.
How did you hear of his passing yesterday? Or today, maybe?
My daughter called me last night, and she had worked with me and Alan on Wizard of Oz, and she said, have you heard the news? I said, what news? She said, Alan passed away. So